Hello everyone. Okay, I'm Arzu, and today I'm going to talk about the vocabulary and testing in detailed overview. So, our goal is to understand how effective vocabulary testing can support language learning and provide meaningful insights into learners' communicative competence. So, throughout this presentation, we will examine key issues in vocabulary testing, explore various assessment methods, and discuss current trends and challenges in the field. Let's continue. Okay. So the importance of vocabulary in language learning. Vocabulary serves as a fundamental component of second language proficiency, forming the building blocks of effective communication. As we know that we have the millions of vocabulary in a language, so we use these vocabularies to create meaningful sentences. And successful communication depends on learners' ability to understand and use words accurately. Then, a key question is testing is whether vocabulary should be assessed in isolation. It means individual words here, or within context, full text, or discourse tasks. And modern language testing emphasize contextual understanding. As we know, we create the meaningful sentences with vocabularies. So, when we look at the key issues in vocabulary testing, we can say that the role of context. While vocabulary is often learned in context, traditional tests have assessed words in isolation. So, through how can I say, contemporary approaches suggest that vocabulary testing should reflect real life language use by embedding words within texts or discourse. So, when we look at the separate and integrated tests, traditional tests included separate vocabulary sections focusing on word definitions or synonyms. Um, we can say that modern thinking leans towards integrating vocabulary into broader skill assessments like reading, writing, listening, and speaking. And vocabulary knowledge extends beyond word meanings to include word usage and collocations, appropriateness of word choices and forms. So effective assessment should cover all those aspects. And vocabulary tests emerged during World War I with objective methods like matching foreign words to transitions. So, translations. So, TOEFL included separate vocabulary sections with sentence completion and synonym matching exercises. And these approaches were criticized for encouraging rote memorization rather than genuine understanding. So, by 90, a shift towards contextualized vocabulary items within reading comprehension began. By 1995, TOEFL had completely removed its separate vocabulary section, integrating vocabulary assessment into reading tasks. So, when we look at the integrative vocabulary testing methods, we can see the closed tests. These tests involve filling in blanks within a passage, assessing both vocabulary knowledge and understanding of contextual cohesion. So research indicates that I can look at this. The 42% of close tests answers depends on vocabulary knowledge, making them effective tools for integrating assessment. And C tests present short text where the second half of every second word is deleted. This format requires learners to use context clues and vocabulary knowledge simultaneously. And also, studies show that C tests correlate strongly with overall vocabulary proficiency. And also, vocabulary assessment is speaking and writing. We can see the assessment components here, like vocabulary is a key component in communicative language tests. In descriptive rating scales that focus on range, accuracy, appropriateness, and word from mastery. And also, we can see the frequency effective, like considering factors like sophistication, effective use of words, and the frequency of errors that affect meaning. And also, speaking assessments evaluate vocabulary under criteria such as adequacy of vocabulary for the purpose and appropriateness and relevance in response to specific tasks. Also, we can see the trends and challenges in vocabulary tests. In here, we can say that okay, shift to integration. Modern tests avoid isolated words lists and encourage learning vocabulary in meaningful context, emphasizing real communicative competence. This is an important thing because uh, with the differences between the old tests and modern tests, we can say that now we can mm, make an importance with the meaningful contexts. Real life tasks, real communicative is important. So we can say that it's difficult to distinguish between testing vocabulary and testing broader language skills like reading or comprehension also, and ensuring that vocabulary tests are valid, reliable, and reflective of actual language use, and also contextualized tests offer more authentic assessment. Uh, but complex context can confuse us. And with the conclusion, we can say that the tests that encourage using vocabulary in authentic situations. So it should be real world, it's real world application. And vocabulary evaluated with broader language skills, not just focus on vocabulary. With the integrate the vocabulary with the other skills, and words assessed within meaningful context. It's also important things. It's important to put meaningful, put the vocabularies in real life worlds, in our real life worlds. And beyond definitions to usage and appropriateness, it should be, yes, not just the usage of the vocabulary, it should be beyond the usage and appropriateness, and also vocabulary as critical to language proficiency. And the goal of modern vocabulary assessment is to encourage deeper learning and ensure that the test takers can use vocabulary effectively in real life situations. And also, we can say that vocabulary testing has evolved significantly from isolated word assessment to contextualized integrative approaches that um, also it can better reflect how language is used in real life. Uh, and effective vocabulary tests now measure not just word meanings, but also usage, context, and also, what was the word? Appropriateness. And this was the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening. Take care of yourself.